So 1 year later, I'm halfway to being fully vaccinated. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brianna and I'm a 5th year, 3rd grade teacher in North Carolina, and I'm trying a new setup today. I have a window behind me, well, in front of me now. So hopefully the lighting will be fixed a little bit. I gotta play around with my settings a little bit more. But hi, welcome back. I am feeling good today. If you missed my last video, please click here because a lot has been going on. I'm trying to get my mental health on track, hence the mental health videos. And today I'm feeling good. I actually have a normal headache today. I'm not too sure why, but I feel much, much, much better than yesterday, at least. Now, the only thing, I'm sorry, that I've done different today is I had my TEAMI greens. I used to drink these all the time. Oh my gosh, when back literally a year ago I started, and I love this stuff. It gets my digestive system on track. It's a natural source of caffeine, which is super helpful. Like I said, if you missed my last video, I'm not drinking regular caffeine from like coffee or soda anymore. I've cut that out because I felt like it was fogging up my head and it was just a struggle. So I used to drink my greens religiously. Last year I was really good when I was getting my health back on track with like the lockdown and just being at home, being in a good routine of working out and doing all that stuff, and I wanted to get back into it. So I just got a whole new container of my greens because I've gone through 2 whole packages of it. It's just powder that you mix with water and I love it. I always feel too like when I'm on I mean, I'm always on a health journey, but when I don't feel right, it always feels like my body is missing something. So it's just nice that that's something that has a lot of nutrients in it. Now I've literally been drinking it since 7 a.m. and I have a lot. Well, not a lot. I mean, it was filled to the top. But I'm very bad about drinking during school. Like, I also made hot water with lemon, which is full up to here because I literally didn't drink anything. When I'm with the kids, it's just so go, go, go. But I'm interested to see how that works throughout the week. So that is something that I'm changing up. I'm doing a couple other things which I don't want to talk about just yet. I want to see how things go and then I'll give you an update. I'm not getting a root canal because I called my dentist and they were super sketchy and it wasn't even on my record with my x-rays. And so I just felt like they were just trying to get my money. They told me they would call me back after they added it to my chart, and then they never even called me back. So whatever. I'm gonna go to a new dentist, get new x-rays, see what they say. But I really think this has to do with my stress and anxiety. Also, a lot of you gave me some really helpful tips last time. Some of you mentioned thyroid. Some of you mentioned, I don't know, but you guys mentioned a lot of stuff. So that's why I love chatting with you guys, because you just give me so many good ideas and people are now playing at the playground. But anyway, it's 5:19 p.m. I just uploaded my kids' assignments for tomorrow because it is Wednesday tomorrow. I didn't film yesterday. You know, Mondays are just Mondays. I might, you know, if I'm gonna continue weekly vlogging, I might just not film on Mondays ever. That could be like my day that's a break because it's like getting back into routine at school. And it's just a full day. So we took a math test today. I'm gonna bring it home tonight and grade it because I don't want to hang out too much longer at school today. Oh, this is so interesting now. Salt water and fresh water and how it affects the spinach leaf. I have to show my kids that and update them so I could get rid of that mess. We're working on main idea right now. We just started soil and I printed these pictures out for my kids because the copies that I give them just don't, they're black and white and they're such old copies. So I feel bad and I'm like, you know, HP Instant Ink. Guys, I have HP Instant Ink and I rarely print things. Like, I used it so much when I was making centers, and like, I just rarely print things in color, and I need to print things in color more for my kids because they need to see it in color. They deserve it. My code's always down below, by the way. If you don't have HP Instant Ink, I don't know what you're doing. It's literally like the best thing ever, especially when you're making things. Oh, I did want to mention something I've been doing with my class that has been like a great incentive, and it literally, like, there's no reward yet. So I forget who talked about this either on Instagram or on YouTube a while ago, but the clicker. These are in my Amazon store, so I'll link them down below. It came in a pack of 6, and now I only have 2. Don't know what I did with them. But anyway, every time my kids talk, call out, transition, and they're talking, and it's like a simple sound, but it's just like just loud enough that they hear it and they're like, shh, and they like stop talking. So it's helped keep track of the first day I did it, and I didn't tell them why I was clicking, and they literally got like 138 clicks, and now our goal is 30. Like, they only got 27 today. So now that they know that I'm keeping track of it, like, we started 138, so our goal was 100. Then we dropped to 70, I wanna say. Then we dropped to 50. So it's been like a huge game changer of all the chattiness in my classroom. Like, I hate, especially this year, just like taking dojo points away from kids. And it's tough when it's a lot of them who are talking at once. So this is just a really easy thing to just grab and start, and I don't even have to speak. And they speak themselves and figure it out and stop. I have it as one of my students' jobs to bring it to enrichment. So art, PE, music, obviously they don't use it in PE, but we were having a lot of trouble. I mentioned the enrichment teachers were saying my class was super chatty. Well, it's one of the kids' jobs. They have to do it very discreetly because no one should know. Everyone's aware that they have it though. So constantly they're like thinking about the clicker, and it like stops them from talking. And enrichment has been so much better because of it. It's crazy. And the teachers don't even know that my kids have one of these, which is a good thing because that's how it's not like a big deal, you know? The big deal is not talking because they don't want to get the clicks, but they're not screaming like, oh my gosh, they have a clicker, you know? And then now that we've done it for 2 weeks and they haven't noticed, obviously if it ever becomes a problem, I would be like, well, they've had it the whole year or something, and or it's something new we tried, and look, they did so great in art last week. So I don't know, it's just so simple. Anyway, I don't have a reward for them yet. We've literally just been lowering our goal every week, every day, or keeping it about the same, and they're just excited about that. They haven't even asked for prizes or anything, so we're kind of staying at that zone. And then I think when we get it low enough, I might move it into if we can meet our goal every day this week, then by the end of the week we'll do something, or if it needs to turn into that. But right now, no reward, just clicking, and they're like mesmerized by it. So like I said, I'll link it down below. Other than that, as you can tell, like, I just feel different today. I should do a few things, like file some things or something. I don't know. I am gonna be in my room all day tomorrow though. So you know what? I'm not going to. I'm gonna grab my stuff. I'm gonna head out for today, and I'm gonna be at school tomorrow. It's already 5:30. We are starting fractions. It's very weird because we had run copies last year and we have them, and now we're using them from this time last year when we shut down. It's been very like creepy deja vu. Like, oh my gosh, I remember sitting here last year. We were just planning this. Now here we are. I'm gonna go. I will see you all tomorrow. Hey y'all, it is Thursday now, and I think it's about to be 6 o'clock. Yeah, I've been grading like a mad woman. I did not vlog at all yesterday. It was Wednesday, it was our remote day, and we all kind of hung out in one room all day, obviously distance with our masks on, planning and just grading together and just kind of doing our work together as a team, which was nice. So we were having some social time while getting work done. So I wasn't really in my room yesterday, but I did get some grades done. And then right after school, I went to get my vaccine. Oh my gosh, my arm is so sore. So did that, felt like I was waiting at the DMV for them to call my number. It was a very anxious time for me, especially when I sat down and she goes, okay, so when we're done, we're gonna have to monitor you for 15 minutes to make sure you don't have shortness of breath and all these other things. And I'm like, I already have shortness of breath because you're freaking me out. But I passed the allergy test and then I got home and I haven't had any issues. So we are all good. I was really nervous because it's like a new vaccine, you know, like you don't know how your body's going to react to it. And I've heard horror stories. So we are all good. We've passed 24 hours with the vaccine in me now. I mean, it's just like when you get any vaccine and your arm is just sore the next day. But I haven't got the flu vaccine in years, so I don't remember what this soreness is like. It's been just a while since I've had any booster shots or whatever. Anyway, been drinking my TEAMI every day, which is awesome, which is why also I have a caffeine boost right now. Loving that. I haven't been anxious all day. It was actually a really good day until I started doing some work. Then I started feeling a little bit tense, but I've overall felt much, much better this week. I've been getting lots and lots of sleep. I have been letting myself sleep in past 5 a.m. My first alarm goes off then, but I really stay in bed till like 6:30. I know, but I've just really been soaking in my sleep. So I've been loving that. Grades are due next Wednesday. So, I mean, I have several grades already, more than enough, but I just want to stay on top of everything. So I'm trying to stay organized. I got a lot of missing work from kids today. And I think I'm gonna finish grading their projects before they go. Not before they go, before I go. Let me show you an example. So we have the Act Now books, which, let me go get that too. This is what I always refer to when I say Act Now. We use this a lot for different texts we read. Like right now we're doing Main Idea. It's great because it has the space over to the side to annotate, and unfortunately, the kids can't do that now that their testing is all online. However, they can write on paper while they look at the computer. So we've been working with that a little bit, but after every text, there are different questions. Unfortunately, these boxes aren't really like big enough for the answers I expect from my students. So we usually take these questions and like make a new sheet of them just to give them lines and much more space to write. This is just a huge book of, I mean, all reading standards. Anyway, I really, really, really love this because they are very complex. It hits those harder texts. And we do projects with this. We do just questions with this. But this is where I model a ton of reading through a 3rd grade passage. Anyway, so that's where our story was from. When Mother Skunk helped Little Bear. And so the kids made little books. Now, we had our assistant put these books together, like the black and white paper, and then the kids glued down the standard, the question, and then their note card. So we've kind of used our projects as like a review of all standards. So we did all our fiction standards so far this year. Character setting, problem, solution. Then on the back of that, just did respond to a question with text evidence. This one I believe is character traits with evidence. And we did a different color for each day. So they basically had 2 questions each day. Figurative language. How does the illustration help you understand the mood? And yes, we use rap. I love when they use that as a strategy or actually write it and check it off. Then we have plot, central message, and that's how it wrapped it up. Because all of those things lead you to determining the central message. So this was our central message project. So I've just been grading these. Pretty sure I have like 11 more left. So I wanna knock those out, be done with that. And my desk is a mess. Yes, there's a bag of chips. My kids were doing test corrections. So on our central message test, which is such an absurd, hard test. And we create our own tests from SchoolNet, but we've just used it year by year because it's already made and we've just stuck with the same test. Well, apparently my class is the only class that took it on the computer because that was the plan and then everybody else changed the plan. But anyway, doesn't matter. There were 2 poems. all year we practice annotating poems on paper, and they are hard questions. And so I gave my kids the poems on paper today so that they can try those questions again and use all their strategies. Some of them did very well. Some of them just still don't understand poetry. So I don't know, tough questions. Also, there is like, it's hard with central message because if you choose one central message and then you want your next question says, what detail supports this? Well, if you're supporting the answer you chose, then both of those answers are going to be wrong if the central message is wrong, you know? So it's tough because I do teach them to use that detail to support the central message they chose, which is what they should be doing anyway. But if they choose the wrong central message all along, and there's one that's really close and it's dumb. I don't like gotcha questions at all because it's not building these kids' confidence. So we definitely need to change that for next year. I've been going through their corrections and they only did the poetry part. So then I was looking at, there were a few more passages in there and I was thinking about printing paper copies, but I don't want to waste paper. They can pull up the test again, see it on the computer, look at the ones they missed and try again. That's how I'm gonna do the rest of them, especially because some of them are just, what is the central message of the story? So, and it's just a paragraph. So I don't need that on a paper because they're gonna read it the same either way. And they're gonna see it more on the computer since that is where our testing is being done this year. So just a lot of crazy testing stuff going on. I also had an IEP meeting after school, so got that done, and I'm just trying to stay organized, you know? We finally published our first paper this year, so that's exciting. They're working towards that, and these look really great. I'm excited to read them because we've literally been working on this all year. Writing is something that gets so pushed, and I hate that, so pushed to the side. But I wanted to go through the entire writing process with them, and so we had to stretch it out, and now they're like getting done with it. Some of them wrote so much and they've done a really great job with it. I can't wait to see that, especially since they haven't written papers much this year, you know. I'm going to finish up going through all this stuff on my desk. Oh, I hung new things in the hallway because we did ice cream projects today for Main Idea. Pulled the ones that still don't understand that if your central message is snakes, bugs, and spiders, or no, snakes, spiders, and bats help people, then your details have to be how they are helping people. Some of my kids still are just putting facts. I feel like I need more lessons that focus on what is the main idea of this text and what details go with this and what details don't, but not like very straightforward ones that you're like, duh, of course that's not the answer. Ones that you kind of have to decide between because that's where my kids are getting stuck. So doing that, graded their morning work for tomorrow, literally so much. But like I said, I'm just trying to stay on top of it and I feel really good. So I have to take advantage of feeling really good. I haven't worn any makeup all week. I also keep forgetting to put moisturizer on in the morning since I'm not going to my vanity. So I have to make sure I'm doing that. But my face is just naturally really red. I was using that like green tiger stuff for a while, but I ran out and it's like sold out unless you buy like the little kit, and I don't want to buy the kit again. Like my skin isn't bad. All of this is just discoloration, basically. Acne, scarring, and growing up, you know? I'm almost 27. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my face. I am going to keep getting some work done, and I will see you all tomorrow, Friday. I was gonna take off tomorrow too, but I found out, well, I was asked to do a professional development in like a month, now that I think about it, but so I won't be in the classroom that day, and we're starting a project. I just don't like being away from my kids when, ever. Like I love the control of my classroom and doing things the way I want, and writing subplans is just a whole nother task in itself. And I wouldn't want them to do like fluff things. Like I would want them to keep going with my lesson. So we're just taking a little rest from taking off Friday. That'll be okay. I'm also trying to keep up with my sleep so the time change doesn't mess me up on Sunday. I think that's pretty much it. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Hey y'all, so it's not Friday, it's actually Saturday. I had to go back to school yesterday to grab my camera just so I could upload this weekend for y'all. And I didn't get to vlog yesterday. Basically, I mean, it was a good day and I have overall felt so much better this week, like headspace wise, than I have in the past month. I still feel a slight pressure on the bottom of my neck every day. Talk to my doctor about daily medication a little bit, but since I've been starting to feel better, I don't know, it might just be a when the seasons change thing, or I don't know. It seems really silly to say anything right now. I start therapy on Tuesday, so making steps in my mental health, and I'd rather start there than anything else. I'm getting another new student on Monday. So it is the start of fourth quarter, which is when kids can choose to switch either to remote or to come back to in-person learning, since at my school we have one remote teacher for every grade level. So I have a class full of 21 students now, and I do not have any online students as a part of my class, which has been such a relief for us this year. It is one thing that I am super proud of my school for initiating, but also my school is so big that it just worked out that way. Whereas other schools in my district, they only had 2 or 3 kids per class, and they only have like 3 third grade classes. So that's not enough students to make a class. Whereas us, the beginning of the year, it was like 28 remote kids. Now it's down to like 11 of them. I will have 21 students, and that is my cap. So I will not have any more this year, which is a relief. I don't know much about this student because they were not actually a part of our remote class. They were being homeschooled and they're coming back to school. So hopefully all goes well. It's a struggle as teachers with new students. I've had 6 this year. 6 new students. That's the most I've ever had. Even when I taught 3 classes a day, I've never had 6 new students. And it's difficult when you've put in place your expectations or have tried to, and then these new kids come in and you try to instill those expectations in them, but it's just not the same as them being there the whole time. 1 quarter left, we could do it. But I'm really happy that I'm just trying to focus on me. My brain is a million places right now. One good choice that I've made this week, besides working on my grades, is getting back on my greens. I started these last year, and when I implement this into my daily routine, I just feel so much better. I said it at the beginning of the week, like whenever I'm like really focused on my health journey or thinking about my mental health or just me as a human being, I always feel like my body's been missing something. So I did start in January taking vitamins. I take them every night, just the generic Target ones, the gummy ones. I take those every night, and then this has 16 superfood nutrients in it. So I do 1 scoop of this a day. It has matcha, which is a natural caffeine. So since I'm no longer drinking coffee, I have stuck to that. Having a little boost of energy and it be in a natural form is really nice. And this doesn't affect me in the way that caffeine in soda or coffee or those sparkling ice plus caffeines did. Even though I feel like that can says that it's natural sources. I don't know. But anyway, the matcha just hits differently. It's more of like you just feel good. It's not like a rush of energy, you know? I do have a 15% off code if you guys want to try it out. They also have a bunch of other stuff on their website. It's 15% off if you don't spend a certain amount. And then I believe if you spend $40, I have a 20% off code. So just in case you are interested, I can promise you one thing it does for me, which is really nice when you're trying to lose weight, is it gets my digestive system back on track. I do love my greens for that. So yeah, that's just where I'm at. I don't know, today's March 13th. It's like so crazy. Just thinking about where we're all at now. I'm still thinking like looking forward to next school year still, because I'm like, well, we'll be that much closer to a little bit more normal, you know? I just want to start the year with all of my students together and give them all my expectations and get down those routines like a normal year. And hopefully we'll have that, because this year's been tough. My goodness, like, luckily these kids are resilient. I push them super hard, but it's because I know they can do it. And they are, I mean, I don't think they're behind at all, which is amazing and relieving. I think it would just be different if we all started the year together, because we literally started the year on an orientation week. Like, I had 2 or 3 kids in my classroom every day, and I repeated the same day over 5 times. I'm hoping that their desks don't have to be so spread out next year. Like, that is my whole classroom, and I'm realizing that kids are not aware of their bodies at all, and the amount of things that fall off desks, or the amount of kids that fall out of their chairs or trip over things. It's just been a lot. So I feel like I'm looking this way, but currently my mind is going that way. Tell me what that means, because that is how I feel right now. I'm gonna go chill out, give myself a break. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But basically, I'm thankful to be where we are at. I did get my vaccine the other day. My arm is feeling much better. It was sore the day after, but I mean, it's a shot, obviously. You're putting stuff into your body. Obviously, it's gonna feel weird. So 1 year later, I'm halfway to being fully vaccinated. I'm looking forward to getting that over with and being able to be there for my kids and not having to quarantine when I'm exposed. I hope you're all doing well, and stick around. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up this video so it reaches as many teachers as possible, and I will see you all in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.